Greetings, dear precious spirit soul that you are. I'm whispering because it's early in the morning and many people are camping and that sort of thing. And it's kind of cool anyway, okay? So, dear precious soul, just breathe into your heart and you exhale through your mouth. In any moment, keep into the habit of inhaling through your nose into your heart. Remember, every moment you are part of Source. Always remember and never forget who you are, you see. Always remember and never forget who you are. My topic: the carnal mind is the evil mind. And if you take the word evil, it is spelled, lived backwards. And that's even devil. The evil, devil, whatever. So here you got the angel and the devil. Now those are relativity states, as if, in a sense, there's an absolute angel that actually is, that has no opposite, you see. In the divine, there are no opposites. In the relative, there are opposites, yet when you bring them together, the opposites have to have each other, because it actually sets off in a regular math sets up a system that's off-center, that is off from nature. So it keeps everything in a conflict, you see, and that conflict is an energy, it's like a battery that we energize with our emotions, our faith, our words, the sounds, the meanings, what we intend, because it's all manifestation, you see. And we're manifestors. You have to get that. And you're not a manifestation. This reality, even the appearance of this particular body is who you are. You actually do have a spiritual body that is so magnificent and glorious and beautiful in every way, only does not register in this reality. This other is a garment of many layers that we would call ignorance. Ignore as not knowing and who we are and what we are. So the carnal mind is then that source of evil, which is the suffering, like the exploit children, like people who use children for some sex or ritual, or the blood, or the organs that are, all of these kinds. This is, and how abusing other people so the person could have some sense gratification of some kind, like the taste of it, or the smell, or the feeling, or that whatever it can do to give this person, or they are some experience of some kind. And what happens is the carnal mind, carne in Espanol, Spanish, is meat. Carne asada, it's meat. And carnal is actually a temporary situation, but it means flesh and blood. And a flesh and blood mind is a source of evil, because when we desire, that's what lust is. And lust is one of the 7 deadly sins. And why it calls a sin, it's a big time mistake. Because what it does is it creates this death, this continual regeneration of, you might call it an artificial reality, yet that is so real. And so much that the being goes through all of this, like years and torture and imprisonment and slavery and glorification and stuff. It just on, and the animals, and like even seeing little animals running and scared, like the deer, like the fields where I am is in the big center of a huge meadow, like huge. And so it's just got all hayed, the people that come in and do the hay, they cut it all down and they make the hay bales, and they do all these processes. And then we also had to watch, because some of the baby birds that they were nesting in the books, they weren't quite ready to fly yet. And then you're going, see, not even concern about the other creatures who are here, and we're not when it's called a creature, it means a created identity. One of the interesting things that the Vedas talks about is that it's not about evolution. It's that when a person desires material experiences, they transmigrate through different bodies to get different experiences and such. And they're like, that kind of is interesting. It's not that you believe and have to defend or promote it. It's just, it just gives you clues. And then you notice how that could possibly be, because you're noticing how there is that which is truly animated, or is what may I say? The difference between animation and reality, and not even a film, but an actual and a photo or a film, is that the photo or such is a very just an impression. Whereas in the reality, there is the sensory on all levels and dimensions and such. And yet, if we want to go beyond that, we go to who we really are. And to get out of the carnal mind, we have to look at the source of this carnal mind is the cause of all the problems that are in existence right now in anyone's life on any level. And you're going to say, oh, it's simplistic. Yes, it is. And it's big time. And it's so big that so many people will completely turn off immediately because they do not want to give up the sense pleasure of the tongue. And also somehow whatever else this is. And what that does, this level of cruelty that we do to ourselves, because we're also doing it to others, or we're perpetrating that as a belief system, as a need, is the carnal mind, which is the bloodthirsty, flesh-eating desire to consume someone else. That's lust. And why it's a deadly sin is because it's a bad mistake. And what that is it is what actually creates the duality in this reality, is you might call, and I have to tell you, I really recommend the book, The Land of Meat and Honey by Shmuel Asher, and a rabbi. And he pinpoints it. And when you really get how everything shifted in that, perhaps you might call it the Abrahamic line and such, and this would bring basically those three, that and Muslim and Christian, really together in a sense, not in like a one world kind of a deal, but I'm not in agreement with that. But you would find out where we all have our real roots, and our real roots and bases are not in all of these religions, all these belief systems, and all of that. We want to, we have to have our real roots of our source. And that we are each then sourced by that, instead of outsourcing our power and who we are to everyone else to keep the conflict going, because that is then that keeps people suffering and animals suffering, and therefore continues to provide this reality that always says technology will make your life better. And what always is saying that, how could your life get better? And then you're working to make the world a better place. There's nothing wrong with the world, you see. It's always manifesting consciousness. But by keeping people outside of the reality out here, outsourcing, and also continuing with this carnal mind, that is also called dog eat dog, and that's business. I heard someone says, we need some new blood around here, meaning new people. It's like the terms, the use, that I don't have it and I'm going to get it from you. And that's where it is when people are always, they're trying to get acknowledgement because they don't have it. They're trying to get satisfaction because they don't have it. They're trying to feel good enough because they're trying to feel better. I mean, it's a continual trying to achieve something that keeps them running. And it's called the human race. Stop racing. You've already won. Do you get it? And you cannot get out of the matrix, so to speak. Don't be in. And when you get who you are, that is your greatest reward of all. And don't even say the reward, it makes you a ward again. What? Of the state? You see? Reward and punishment, stick, the carrot and the stick. Success, failure, win, lose. Survival of the fittest, the one who could be the nastiest and filthiest and meanest, had the greatest of all of this? No. Seek ye now the kingdom of the divine, and all else is already there. And the dome is the brain, which is the liquid crystal that transforms your emanation through that system the mind is using to manufacture and produce what you call reality and the real world. Yes, it's a movie reel. Now perceive through that glass, the darkly thing, but perceive the truth, the spirit behind, the harmony and that, and then come back into and claim your soul. All we have to stop eating and killing animals, yet killing, and because I didn't kill it, but you bought it, it's a package. Say, stop, but the guilt. And all of that's produced to stay in the carnal mind and to perpetuate this lie of birth and death. You see. And the lie that you don't have it, you have to get it from someone else and consume their body so your body can exist. Really? That's not the truth of your divine self. And when your divine self is activated, do you know there are yogis and beings who meditate for long periods of time or fast, but are strong and able? You see. The mind, when we believe it and we give it power, destroys your relationships, destroys you, destroys everything because it's based on that, you see. End the carnal mind by bringing forth the divine. And there are those that drinking the blood and eating the flesh of humans for whatever reasons. The cruelty and what happens to the self and the person and the child and the beings to be caged and to believe, oh, wait a minute. You see, that's the carnal mind. That's what it leads to. Psychopath, you see. But that person falls deeper and deeper and deeper into the abyss of ignorance. When they feel it and they still fuel it and they experience it. Do not agree. Build your spiritual treasure house now. Purify this temple of the living God. Bring forth who you really are. You see, that's what it's about. It's about you. Yeah.